Welcome to Tokyo Talks, a global podcast born in Tokyo where creatives, entrepreneurs, and changemakers share real, unfiltered stories of building bold lives at the intersection of business, culture, and identity. I'm your host, Ananya, and today on the podcast, I'm joined by Matt Cab, a Tokyo-based music producer, singer, and songwriter who's blending Japanese soul with global sound for over a decade. He is originally from San Francisco, just as well as me.
Bay Area.
Bay Area. Matt made his way to Japan, where he's worked with some of the biggest names in the music industry, from BTS to Awich and brands like Nike, Pokemon, and more. Known for his viral YouTube covers, smooth vocals, and cutting-edge production, he's also a key voice in the evolution of bilingual music in Japan. I'm excited for us to explore how he kind of built his career, as well as on YouTube, as well as a producer, and kind of what the future of music looks like. Let's get into it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming today.
That intro is made me sweat a little bit.
Oh, okay. But it's really cool seeing someone from San Francisco in Japan.
Shout out.
Yeah, no, really.
Hey.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to kind of interview you today and kind of hear your story.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And so, let's kind of dive into it. I kind of want to start a little bit with maybe your childhood. Like, how did you grow up? You grew up in SF.
I was born and raised in San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm from a neighborhood that's kind of it's in the inner city, but kind of on the edge of it. So San Francisco is actually quite a small city.
Really
you
small.
can get anywhere in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until I started seeing other cities. I was like, man, my little slice of the world is pretty tiny. But growing up there, it felt like everything. This is all there is. You know, so it's interesting because the experience that you have when you're a kid, everyone has a unique experience, but it's so fundamental to your identity, I think. And it definitely was for me as well.
Were there any Japanese influences in your life growing up as a kid?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I think one of the first exposure that I had to Japan and Japanese culture was just Japantown. My family, we would always eat at this Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
And, those stereotypical tempura bento box,
right?
Like American style.
Teriyaki chicken.
Yeah, and green tea ice cream after, you know?
Yeah.
So that was I thought that was Japan.
Yeah.
But there was a store inside Japantown that sold all these import media, as well as a Kinokuniya bookstore. So I would see look at these magazines or movies and just anime. And I thought, wow, there's something there.
Yeah. There's something there.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I was just so curious about it because I kind of gravitated toward creation and just making things and these fantastical worlds or things like that. And as a kid, that explorative, is that a word?
Yeah.
Explorative nature was, I would say, pretty strong in me.
And what did that what did you go towards then?
Well, I mean, it sounds a little bit stereotypical, but I did love anime. The old school ones Dragon Ball and Yu Yu Hakusho and stuff like that. But also just maybe science fiction anime, like Akira.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. Okay.
Just because kind of the futuristic realm was very interesting.
Were those also the popular animes? Or they're also kind of old
They're
too,
old,
right? Yeah.
But the art, the cinematography of the animation and the worlds and the music, there's just this vibe.
Yeah.
That the 80s and 90s anime had that I still think is unbeatable.
Yeah.
Today's there's some good stuff today, but not like that.
Yeah.
That stuff blew my mind. So for someone that is kind of creative oriented, I was like, wow, that country has some cool, dope stuff. Maybe I should look into that. Yeah.
And did you start studying Japanese when
I started studying Japanese in high school. So my high school had a Japanese program, thankfully. Yeah, I went to a high school called Lowell High School.
High School, I've heard of it.
In Sunset. It's kind of a famous or infamous, I'm not sure which one, because it's very high achiever school.
Oh,
and
I see.
it's a public school,
Mm.
but you have to like get in with a test.
Oh, wow.
I think it's like one of the only public schools like that.
Yeah.
So everyone who went there were, you know, pretty intelligent, except for me. But everyone else was pretty intelligent and hardworking and ambitious. So it was a very good, high pressure environment, but great environment to be in.
Wow.
And like the Japanese program was very good. And I was one of like the strugglers for sure. I love Japanese. I guess like, you know, there were a lot of Chinese American students and they could read the kanji already.
Yeah.
And so like the test taking is like, if it's on a curve, I was always at the end of that curve because I couldn't read kanji. I spoke better, but just like the kanji stuff. Yeah.
My high school didn't have Japanese, but we had Chinese that I ended
up
taking.
So you didn't take Japanese in high school?
I never took like classes because it just was never there.
You're just a genius. That's
no.
crazy.
Wow. I had
Wow.
way too much free time.
Wow.
But it was easier to get good grades in my Chinese class because I knew Japanese.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, thank God, like
Yeah.
I did this. But then afterwards, pronunciation wise, I was
Right.
like hopeless.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
now
not
you're
doing
perfect
this.
though. So.
No. Chinese though, I was like instantly like, this isn't gonna work.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But wow. And
so I was like in the labs, like listening to, you know, those like old school
konnichiwa,
labs, right? Because
like,
we didn't have like iPads back then.
Yeah. Just like computer rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, computer, not even a computer in there.
Oh.
It was like, because it was a public school.
Yeah.
And it was just like tapes. We would listen to tapes.
What?
Yeah, old school, analog.
And at that time, were you already like into music? Like,
yeah, I was always into
Yeah,
music as a
okay.
kid. Kind of a musical family and just
really?
the culture. Yeah.
Like your parents also did
My
music?
dad, he wasn't a professional musician, but he always sang and played
Oh,
guitar,
wow.
and he sang in church.
Oh,
So I grew up in
see.
the church as well. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah,
so,
Catholic church.
and you
um,
learned instruments growing up pretty early, or?
Yes, I
just-
did. I started playing piano when I was 5, and people always find this as a shocker because, you know, I produce like hip hop, R&B, and like, you know, very flashy. It could be flashy music, but the first, like in Japanese interviews, they always ask, "What's the first album you ever bought as a kid?"
Yeah.
And it was like Bach.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was like
Very You're like, yeah, Bach.
Yeah, it was Bach for children. It was
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, I was like maybe 6 years old or
Oh,
something like
wow.
that.
Yeah.
And I just loved the emotions in like classical
Wow.
music. So I think at a young age, it taught me about, you know,
Mm.
hyogen, like your ability to express yourself and
Mm.
all just in these notes, these sounds, there's so many
Yeah.
feelings and like humanity in it. So
Mhm.
that's what kind of shaped me as a kid.
Wow.
But then I also had like an older brother and sister who were just like bumping like Tupac and like gangster rap all the time and
Wow.
like R&B slow jams. So it was very
okay.
a diverse like way to grow up and I
Yeah.
guess identity wise.
Uh-huh.
But not too weird in San Francisco Bay Area. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so diverse.
Pretty
and just-
normal.
Yeah, it's pretty normal actually. So
Yeah. I feel like we're exposed to like a lot of different music just growing up in an area like
yeah,
that.
definitely.
And like maybe if anyone's not familiar with like San Francisco Bay Area, I feel like it's very like heavily influenced by different Asian cultures,
Yeah.
different
Latin
like just like
culture,
Latin
Asian,
culture, just like huge hodgepodge of everything.
Everything. Yeah. My
yeah.
neighborhood was like brown, pretty much. Like
Oh,
brown
really?
and black and
yeah.
and Asian and not too many like white people in my
Same.
neighborhood, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a skewed image of
Yeah.
America. So when
Mhm.
people ask me like, what's America like? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Actually,
like I don't
because-
think I lived in America.
Yeah, like I grew up in a little bubble in
Yeah.
a way. And then at age 20, I came to Tokyo. So
Oh wow.
yeah, almost half my life in Tokyo. So
Sugoi.
yeah, I don't really know too much about like the rest of America. I've been there on
Yeah.
vacation and stuff, and I love American culture. Obviously,
Mm.
it's the culture that I grew up with.
Mhm.
But it's, I guess, like you said, hodgepodge.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel internally as well, with you know the experiences and like
Mm.
cultural environment that I've
Mm.
had. I didn't mention I'm Filipino American,
Mhm.
so my parents they immigrated from the Philippines when they were teenagers with their
Oh,
whole families and
wow.
their grandparents
Wow.
as well. Even.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have a big family in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
Oh my God. My dad has 10 siblings.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And they all have a ton of kids.
Yeah.
And those kids have kids. So it's just crazy.
Huge
I have like
family. I
nephews
love
that are
that.
older than me and like
Uh-huh.
and uncles that are younger than me. So it's like it's actually quite typical in a
That's so nice to
Filipino
have. Yeah.
community, but
I think it's
crazy.
really good to have, especially coming from a place like Tokyo is like very different.
Yeah,
It's, like,
very different.
Individual. Like, what was that shift like when you first moved to Japan, like when you were 20?
It was eye-opening, and actually I learned a lot from it just because in general, you know, like I said, my slice of the world was San Francisco, but I was just so anxious. Sorry, I was so anxious to see like more of like what is this place, that explorative like nature, and being from like a big family, it kind of felt like, you know, I'm one of the like bunch, and like, oh, I'm supposed to do this. This is what people do.
Oh, I see.
You know, people
in your
have,
family.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, having kids and getting married and stuff like that. But I just always felt this sort of inclination, a push to try something different, and maybe that's connected to the creativity side as well. Just like exploring different options. Like I said, I'm a sci-fi kind of geek.
Yeah.
And there's like alternate realities. Like I'm gonna try this parallel world.
Yeah.
There's a version of me still in San Francisco.
I think
sure.
that all the time. Yeah. I'm not even into sci-fi like that, but I think that very
there's
true.
definitely one there. Probably living a good life, but I'm glad that I chose this one for sure.
That's so good. And what brought you to Japan?
So, like I said, like the anime stuff and the cultural stuff, and there was this public access TV in San Francisco. I think they played it like on Sundays. You know, it's like the community channel. So it was like very like, I don't know. It's probably like low budget, and they just like, I don't know who's running those channels. But they had like Japanese NHK TV. I think it was
straight up Japanese
like
NHK.
Sunday nights, and I would just like surf the channel. I was like, what is this? And it was this like music program, which is like a goated music program called Hey Hey Hey.
Oh,
it's a very iconic program where they would have like J-pop artists and stars. And I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And being like Asian American too, at that time, you don't really see Asian people. We didn't see Asian people in the media. Like today, it's like required. Let's get like an Asian person, a Latin person. Like, you got to have that. Like, I'm sure they're having meetings about it before every movie.
Yeah.
But back then, not so much. So to see something different, it's like, okay, that's cool. And that and studying Japanese, like I just phonetically, it was such a beautiful language to me. And it brought me here. I guess I wanted to try to explore somewhere kind of far.
Yeah.
One video game too. Am I talking too much?
No. I mean, the point is you do talk. You should be talking. So you're actually doing it correctly. Yes.
Okay. Tell me if I need to shut up.
No.
This video game that just had a huge influence on me.
What game?
Final Fantasy 7.
Specifically 7?
Yeah.
Why 7?
I think it changed a lot of people's lives actually. Like around my age especially. Because it was like when PlayStation came out, came out. And it's like new graphics, but this world that they created had like this explorer aspect to it, where there's just like this world map. Whoa. You start out like in the city, but then you just like there's a world map, and you can like fly to different places and just like mess around and try out cool things. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I can do that in real life. That was this video game taught me that was possible, because I didn't think I thought it was. I thought America was everything. Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
I thought that too in some ways,
right? Because it's definitely the dominant cultural thing in the media, right? But I was like, okay, there's got to be more. Why don't I just shimmy over here and do some cool stuff over here? And that happened to be Japan for me.
Wow! And at 20. Like, were you just on a trip or
no? Study abroad.
Oh,
study abroad.
I see.
Packed up my bags.
Wow.
I was like the first one in my family to like, you know,
live abroad. Were you going to college at the time?
I was, yeah.
California?
Yeah, I was going to USF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, University of San Francisco.
Gotcha.
And I stayed like
very
local.
close to home. Yeah.
So I was like, am I going to get up out of here? I need to have some experiences.
Even a year at least. Yeah.
But I think because of that, my parents were like okay with it. Yeah. Because I stayed local. Yeah. Saved them some money as well. So yeah, it was 2007 that I took the plane. Whoa. Still remember it was 9月, so it was September. Got off the plane and it was humid, kind of like today. Just like, what is this humidity? Because from someone from San Francisco, we don't have that.
There's no such thing.
We have fog.
Yeah, we have fog, and that's it. Like a cool, breezy fog.
So it was just straight away getting hit in the face with something different. Me and my dad, we messed up and stayed at Narita for like the first 3 nights and traveled into Tokyo because my dad thought like it was close. Funny story.
The city you must visit.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually liked Narita as
it was
a
cool,
city
actually.
itself.
Yeah, we got to see something interesting.
Nice. Wow. Yeah. And that was your first kind of taste of being in Japan.
Yeah.
And in college, were you studying music? Like, did you already know that was what we were
I was a music minor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so check this out. It's kind of actually crazy. I was a music minor, a Japanese minor, and a business entrepreneurship major.
Oh, like you knew what you were going to do.
But I didn't. I had no idea. And I was like, maybe this might work out in some way.
Yeah.
But it really just turned out to be doing exactly those things for some reason.
That's amazing. So you studied business. Like that was kind of already...
Studied business. I guess I studied business. It was, textbook business. Yeah. But I could have been on a totally different trajectory that way too.
Yeah.
I was there's like this thing called Japanese Career Forum, which I
it's in Boston.
One's in Boston and one's in LA, which I went to a couple times. Yeah, and I was just like, okay, let me interview at like some banking firm or some like investment firm and see what this is about. And I just sat there and I remember the guy telling me, "Do you know what an investment banker does?" I was like, well, make money. It was kind of like Wolf of Wall Street. Like, sell me this pen.
Yeah.
And I had like a suit on and everything. And thank God it was Lehman Shock 2009. So no one was getting hired at that time.
Yeah.
And that kind of helped me to go into this path that I'm in now. Otherwise, I'll probably would have been working like at some business related firm or something.
Yeah, I mean the recession at that exact time has been really hard to
tough.
Get a job. But maybe it was a good thing in your case because you 100%. Were able to go towards what you were actually interested in.
It's a silver lining. Yeah.
Whoa. And so did you end up taking any job or did you just decide to go straight towards
No. So I went to Sophia University, studied abroad for a year.
Yeah.
And like it was like the best time ever.
Yeah.
Just soaking everything in. It's awesome. So much to learn.
Yeah.
Like a character in Final Fantasy VII. It's just like, yeah, it was the best.
Yeah.
And I came back and I graduated from USF.
Yeah.
And that year I was like, oh, I just spent the best time in Japan. But now it's serious. Like, what am I going to do with my life? I think I was 21 years old. And I really loved music. I was in a band, like a hip hop live band with my friends from like my neighborhood. And we had some success, but it's like, okay, I think I need to like make it on my own. So that was just kind of me exploring and figuring out what to do. But I knew for sure that I wanted to come back to Japan. So I looked for an English teaching job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing is like, there was a manager in LA who was a music manager that was like, yeah, come to LA, come to Hollywood, I'll sign you. Like, you're going to be a big star. Yeah. So I went for a little bit, did some shows, and I was like, okay, this industry here is not for me.
What about it?
The typical like being taken advantage of or the, everything that glitters isn't gold.
Yeah.
Scenario, right? And I had some success because I started putting up YouTube covers before people were doing that. I was so against that at first because I wanted to just be creative. Like, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
But I put up the first cover and it was like 100,000 views overnight.
You just did it by chance. You're like, oh, let me just post it.
Yeah, my friend was like, you should just sing it. Like, maybe you'll get some something good will come out of it. And the first video I did, I remember, it's still on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. 2009 is when I debuted on YouTube.
Wow.
It's crazy, right? makes me feel so old.
But that's like a golden time.
Golden
for
time,
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I posted Lady Gaga Paparazzi, me playing the piano and singing version, like R&B version. And my friend was beatboxing. So you can, this is like a YouTube, 2009 YouTube, right?
Even posted
yeah. And
wow.
that just took off. And I was like, whoa, maybe I can do something with like this. So yeah, that's how the LA stuff happened. And, but, you know, I've always like been it sounds so corny, but like listen to your heart type person.
Yeah.
You know, your gut, your instinct. And something was just telling me, you got to go back to Japan. Maybe because I loved it so much. But yeah, I loved it so much. And I was like, yeah, I need to go back to Japan. Maybe I could do music there. I'm not sure. It sounds pretty daunting of a task for like this random American kid to do music in a completely different country. And at that point, my Japanese was decent, but not like not good, you know, compared to now.
But it's not even like you could just go there to do music.
Yeah,
you have to do something else to get there.
But I was just like, I had nothing else to do. Like I was young.
Might as well try.
Take the leap. You know, be bold. Right. So I did that, and I was teaching English at first.
Where were you like located?
In Tokyo. Luckily, I got it in Tokyo.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like a Mansuman Eikaiwa. Not a school.
That's actually not bad. I feel like it's a lot more chill.
It was chill, and I had to wear a suit every day.
Oh gosh. But, so you're teaching like salarymen, right? English?
And anybody who signed up. So it could be like housewives or kids wanting to learn English and pass tests. And that was actually great because I'm a firm believer in like, even if you're not at where you want to be, you have to soak in the experiences that you're currently in and take whatever you can get out of it, you know? And sure, I'm going to get paid to have conversations with like tons of Japanese people. Let me do my data research. Like this was like my kind of dorky.
What kind of music do you like?
Yeah, what kind of music do you like? But not just music. Just I'm still in a new country. I've only been here for a year. So let me get to know what Japanese people are like. So yeah, I taught them English, but they definitely taught me more about like culture and some good friendships actually too. And
that's amazing.
Yeah. I was just like both learning. There's opportunities for learning on both sides.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like one of the first year of teaching English.
And then you got signed.
Yeah, I got signed. And I became a singer, you know, like which was never like my goal because I'd always been just like the creative kid, like behind the scenes more so, and like making the music for my band, but I wasn't like the front man or anything like that.
Interesting.
But I guess the YouTube kind of led me to that role.
So you started off as a singer.
As a singer.
And that you're more of a producer now, right?
Yeah.
You do both?
I don't sing anymore.
Oh, you don't sing?
I kind of been dabbling again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just... I like to sing.
Yeah.
But I always had like stage fright my whole life. Like you wouldn't believe it.
Interesting.
And I like forced myself to do hundreds of shows as a singer in Japan.
Wow.
But every time I'm just like, because I find comfort in creation, not so much as like performance that's a sport to me. Some people are really good at that. And I like to, you know, make stuff and express myself that way. Yeah.
And so you got signed, you were doing a lot of concerts, you were making music.
Yeah, it was weird. It was great. It was amazing, but I was like, wow, like how did I fall into this?
And it's all, your audience was all Japanese, right?
All Japanese.
So like,
I mean, I had some of an American audience too on YouTube, obviously, because it's international. Yeah. And I was singing like American songs as well.
Yeah.
But mostly Japanese. I built a Japanese audience doing like shows. It took me to like every, you know, big city and even small cities in Japan. So it was an amazing way to see the country on tour. You know, some were very tiny shows like at first, but then it turned into like, at some points arenas. Yeah. Wow. I think the biggest one was like 60 to 70,000 people, like in this huge soccer arena. And I was late to sound check. Yeah. Because I had a show in like another part in Miyazaki the night before. Okay. And I remember running with my manager to get to the arena in the summer in the sweat. Yeah. Like we're about to do an arena show, and I'm like running into trench and sweat. And I got there, And I was, just sound checking in this huge arena. It's just like,
What?
man, life is weird. But I'm so grateful to be having like these experiences. Yeah.
How old were you at the time that you did a 60,000 person show?
I think I was 23 or 24 years old. Maybe, 23 probably.
So you said bye to your family in SF. You're like, hey, just gonna live in Japan for a bit. And then next thing you know, you're doing these huge concerts.
Yeah, they were like, what the
what happened?
Yeah, what happened? I remember coming back and like my family being like, you're a star. And I'm like, no, I'm still the same old me.
Yeah.
And just... Did
doing that many concerts help you get over your stage fright?
In a way, but I'll get nervous. If you ask me to sing right now, I'd be like, you know? I'm still the same kid that I've always been in a way. But I guess I could kind of like put that hat on if I had to.
What was it like being in the Japanese music industry?
At that time, there were not that many of us. And the Japanese music scene was still a little more localized or isolated, just like culture in general, I feel like, because that time there's Japanese versions of everything and there wasn't SNS everywhere. So TikTok, nope. Instagram, not really yet. It was Mixi, which was like the MySpace version of, So things were still quite uniquely Japanese, even the music. So I had to kind of play it by ear and adapt to what the industry wanted me to do, which was painful for me because I wanted to do like the music that I wanted to do.
Right.
And the environment of the Japanese industry wasn't ready for it at that time. So that's why it kind of pushed me into the producing side.
Oh, was that like the main reason that you switched from
I was always writing my own songs as well. And slowly like people would be like, can you write a song for this artist? And it was slow at first, but then I just really, like I said, I love making things, being in the studio and working with people that's not me. Yeah. Because I feel like as an artist myself, I, as well as the audience, like put me in a certain box of like, you should be singing stuff like this. But working with like lots of different artists, I got to channel different versions of myself. More alternate realities. Oh, so dorky.
I'm seeing the theme a little bit. Yeah,
I didn't plan that to be the theme, but like just exploring more stuff, more options, and mixing it up more.
What was kind of a moment where you were like, "Oh my god, I made it!" Like as a producer.
Probably there were a few actually. There were a few, but as a producer, I would say producing for BTS. Yeah. I mean. At that time, they were not like a household name internationally. Yeah. Korea and Japan, they're like very, very popular, but still not like in the West. So this was like 2016. But we flew over to Korea and worked on 2 songs with them. And it was, I didn't know who they were at first. And they went by a different name, like Bodan Shon. Which is like Bulletproof Boys translation English, which is totally different. But I was my manager was like, we got this Korean group, they liked your demos, could you like write these for them? She's like, I'm kind of busy right now. Like, Bonan, like who? but it turned out to be BTS
and like one of your biggest career
of my biggest career like milestones. So listen to what the universe is telling you and be open to things, but not too open to the point where you lose yourself or go back on your instincts. I think it's a hard line to follow.
What was kind of the biggest what was the most challenging part you had in your career as a producer?
I wouldn't say like within the career as my producer, but the transition phase from artist to producer was just really hard because at the time in my life, I, was in my late 20s and I had my first son when I was 30. And that kind of was a turning point for me where I was like, okay, this artist stuff, I've had some accomplishments, it was a great run, but I don't see myself doing this in the long run and being able to support a family doing it either. So let me get out my notepad and my planner and write some like, just like write my plan, my vision board and stuff.
Do you do that? Do you create like a vision board ever?
I did for that time because I was like really gung-ho about it. But I just write notes in my phone.
Okay.
And I go through them like periodically. And like, because I do feel like putting it down on paper helps organize your thoughts.
Do you set like goals for yourself, whether they're yearly or monthly?
Yeah. Before I had kids too, definitely a lot. Now, sometimes I'm just like drowning in, trying to keep up. But yeah, definitely. Wow. And looking back on like those goals, I was like transition with arrows from singer to producer, right? Reverse engineering. Like, how do I do this?
Right? You're like, thank God I did it.
Yeah. But it worked out that way.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
And it wasn't like the time frame that I'd expected and not the exact steps I expected, but more or less turned out like that.
Yeah.
And in a way, like, it was a lot more fun than I expected. So I'm happy that I made that transition. But there's definitely times where it's like, you feel like, your potential or a different calling. And I've felt those a lot in my career. Like, what do I do? Like I need some guidance here.
What did you do in those moments? You created a vision board?
Created a vision board, try to listen to the universe and not panic too much, keep my cool and have fun, continue to have fun. And where can you put value, like create value? You can always create value no matter what step you're in. And I feel like if you have the self-initiative to be a value first person, you build that thing and it'll build for you, So same thing with like the production. I was like, okay, this is going to be hard. I don't quite know what to do, but let's see where I can help people. And let's see where I can do the things that only I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think leaning into those things that like, I know no one else could do this. So I should do this,
Yeah.
That's why you're the only one you. So those are the things that I tend to choose to go for.
And I also follow the advice of just follow your heart. I feel like that's gotten me a world of a way, like through anything in life than any other advice.
Yeah.
And it's so simple though.
Yeah.
And often overlooked.
Yeah.
But when you look at different things and you see the value in them, whether I feel like anyone could go to like Eikaiwa, like the English lessons, and be like, okay, why am I here? Like my dream's to be a singer.
Don't get me wrong, I've had those days. Like I've had those.
It's so valid.
Everyone does. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also recognizing that if you didn't have that experience, maybe you wouldn't have certain qualities that you do as a producer or a singer.
Yeah. Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good. Wow.
Just dropping bars.
I'm also curious, I don't know if you have any books or any podcasts or anything that you look to for inspiration?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'm actually reading one again now for the second time in my life. It's called Mastery. And I've been reading it again thinking, man, there's so many gems in this that I wish other people, there's a lot of, I have nephews and nieces that are just graduating high school and college. So I'm going to gift them the book soon for their graduation.
Lovely. Yeah.
But it's by an author named Robert Greene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's had a lot of success. I've been writing different series of books, but this one is specifically on like the creative process. And different gems within the creative process.
Interesting.
And it's just like confirming some things like, oh yeah, that's so right. And literally like that helped me so much as a producer.
Yeah.
His book, yeah. So thank you.
That's a mastery.
Robert Greene, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll check that out. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. And I guess, so do you still do a lot of YouTube right now? You also put out some videos.
Yeah, during Corona, was like my YouTube like go ham phase.
Oh yeah.
Because I was producing. I had started getting success as a producer, but my YouTube channel was all like my cover stuff still.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a big gap in who I am right now and like what is out there. And that hurt me. right? Yeah. I don't know if you can relate with that. Like
in terms of your content versus who
you
really
are. Like because we all evolve, right?
Yeah,
and you want I had like 100K followers just who probably wouldn't accept anything new that I put out unless it was me singing a cover.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really do that anymore. That's not me anymore. What do I do? Like, so there just was years where it's like, how can I convert like what I had into who I am now? And it took a lot of time. I thought it was going to be hopeless. but I lived, I tried to do a vlog thing.
Yeah.
It's still on there. It's quite embarrassing. So I don't know if I want anybody to check it out.
Yeah.
I leave everything up there just as a story,
That's good,
but it's
yeah.
cringy as hell. Like I can't watch it.
But you were telling me you had a moment where you kind of had to fully rebrand you and your life, and you took the time to write out. Like, what were you writing down?
So I felt it that this is the time. Finally, I'm at a time where I can do this on YouTube and rebrand this whole thing. Mm-hmm. So it was during Corona, I think around 2021, during like the winter holidays, and I had just been writing like. Basically like a storyboard of what this video is going to be. And I had produced on Instagram some stuff that went viral, just short Instagram videos. And one was a Ampamang cover remix sampling. Okay. And it went viral on Instagram. But that was a totally different market from my YouTube, which was still covers.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start a brand new YouTube. Not a new channel, but rebrand my YouTube. Post this video I haven't posted in years about like how I made this the sample, the creative process behind it, and the artists I work with on it, and also all in Japanese. And I just had everything clearly envisioned in my head, and I know that this is gonna hit.
Yeah.
So I took the time to do that. It was the holiday season, so I told my company, don't bother me for 2 weeks. I'm not replying to you at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to make 3 videos.
Yeah.
So I made that video. I made a Family Mart video on how I made the Family Mart remix, which went viral on Instagram as well. And one more video, I think it was about sampling Yamashita Tatsuro, like a city pop legend. So I had these cooking in the vault.
Yeah.
And I dropped them and boom, like brand new audience of mostly Japanese. Japanese audience who were interested in like beat making, DTM, which is like at home, like kind of, I can explain it in Japanese, but it's just music making. Digital music making, right?
Yeah.
That was a fumble, sorry.
No.
But it started blowing up overnight. All of these 3 videos. I was like, I knew it.
You're like, I knew it.
I knew it, yeah. But it took a lot of time. Yeah. That's just the thing. Like, it might have looked like overnight, but it took years for me to find something that was worth doing.
Yeah.
And in my life that I felt proud enough of and enough passion to make those connections in my brain that would make something cool.
Yeah.
It felt easy, but it's because there was a lot of groundwork.
Yeah, that creative process is not linear. It's not a certain system.
No, not at all. And I was mentioning the vlog thing because I thought that may blow up, which I had done like a couple of years before. Yeah. But it didn't. It was stale. It was a dud. But it taught me how to edit videos.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So I didn't have to learn video editing once I had these ideas. So I'm like, God, like, been blessing me with like these like timings, and it really reinforces my beliefs though of like something greater, whatever you want to call like spirituality or religion and stuff, but just an ear to the flow of what's something that's there that we just that we can't see, but
that's so special. I'm gonna switch up gears a little bit here.
Sure.
I'd love to tap into more of what it's like living in Japan as a foreigner and your experience.
That's definitely switching up gears. I'm gonna grab some water for that.
Go for it. What's it like being a foreigner in Japan?
It's evolved in my mind. My mindset has evolved over time because I'm going on year 18. Year 18 now, and I came here when I was 20.
Yeah.
So 18 years in Japan. I'm almost half the time that I've been alive has been in Japan, my adult life. So my brain's definitely doing some remodeling in there over the years. Yeah, so it's been an interesting experience, and very rewarding one. It's like if you're brave enough and if you are diligent enough to get through like the tough times. Going through this process of being like thrown into another culture in another country will transform you in ways that you've never imagined. And for me, I don't know, I guess maybe it's the positive outlook. It was a great experience. And I've been blessed to be able to say that. But I think it's the little things, you know, like, yeah, I've done like pop star stuff, whatever, right? But that stuff is a little shallow to me, to be honest. And it's the little things like respect for and consideration for others. It sounds corny. I know it sounds corny, but like I can find happiness and value in small things. And I think a lot of that has been because of my time in Japan, you know, and not materialistic things. And I think that's something that's really ingrained in Japanese culture from a long time ago. Yeah.
What do you feel like people who first moved to Japan to like, what do foreigners tend to struggle with living in Japan?
Oh man, I struggled with a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much. I've seen your videos of like, you know, going to the kuyakusho, the municipal office, and dealing with all these papers. I commented once, and I see a lot of people could relate. It was like my middle name broke the system, right? Like things like that. You know, those are just trivial things that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And the rewarding stuff, like having 2 bilingual sons who are culturally both American and Filipino American and Japanese at the same time, is a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I posted recently, my son, he came home from school. He goes to the Japanese school. Yeah. And he said, Dad, we're learning an American song in school in Ongaku no Jugyo, in Japanese class. And he started singing it for me. And it was Country Road, but it was in Japanese.
Oh, wow.
So we actually posted his version online if you want to check it out. It's so cute. Yeah. But like, I've never heard it in Japanese.
So you're kind of learning about Japan through your children.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
My sons are like, they have some of my DNA, half my DNA, but they like have this Japanese culture on it. Yeah. So even like when he's singing, he'll have these inflections that are very Japanese. I'm like, I couldn't sing like that before. Yeah. I'm like, wow, you're like V. Like 2.0. you know?
I did that. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. It's also crazy because it's like my parents immigrated to America. And then they're like, we're going to raise our children to have, you know, good lives here in America, which they did. And then their youngest son is just like, I'm out. Yeah, I'm going to reverse immigrate to a whole nother country. But maybe that's in the DNA, like a challenger, or can't be stick in one spot. Yeah.
Like, what do you think about your identity then, now that you've been in Japan for half your life?
I'm still learning about it like every day. I don't know really, because everyone's identity is unique. But I feel like, you know, if I had just stayed in San Francisco, I wouldn't have grown this much. Yeah. And now, like I said, living half my life in Japan, it's a unique identity, right? Yeah, like as an American too, I'm I guess second generation. So it's like, well, I'm also I can't like relate to everything American in that way either. So I feel like this kind of floatiness about my identity, which allows me to adapt a lot in different situations and be like a chameleon in some ways, right? And that has really helped my production in a way, because, you know, people think of music production like you're making stuff, and you do. But the thing that has taught me the most is like, it's a people thing, connections with people. And how do I grab all these people in this room and connect them and make them feel something inspiring? And then how do we put that out into the world that will make them feel inspired? So it's more so about looking at like the bigger picture than the music itself. The music is a tool, but like the job as a producer isn't, for me at least, it's not music. It's using music as a tool.
Wow. That's actually how I thought about Japanese as well. I never thought of it as like, well, Japanese is beautiful. Yeah. But I never thought of myself as like a Japanese otaku where I was like, I need to be perfect. Right. It's more like, what can I do with this? That's so crazy
because your Japanese is perfect.
Oh, no.
But maybe that teaches you, like, you got to zoom out to zoom in.
Yeah. Sometimes. And it's just like passion. It was like for me too. I was like, oh my God, I can unlock new worlds if I speak Japanese.
Yes, unlock new worlds. Yes.
And that's why at the end of the day, I also think your one-on-one English lessons you were doing like taught you how to connect people and how to do that. And it's also interesting because not only are you American, but you know, you have the Filipino background, you have this new Japanese background, and it's very interesting because I can relate to that the most, being Indian and like my family
you
immigrated with me to the US.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, okay, immigrating
Japan,
back.
Now you're Japanese now.
It's kind of weird. It's like, I feel like to my family, it feels like a reverse move to be like, well, we gave all of this to you in America. But in reality, it's like
you're building for sure.
You're like you have to pick something that matches you and who you are and stuff like that.
But it must be difficult for you too, the where are you from question. Like, I can't answer that. Like, I'm from obviously I'm from San Francisco, and that made me who I was, my formative years. Yeah. But like, man, those last 18 years in Japan, definitely, I think I can say I'm from Tokyo in a way. Like, even though I'm not Japanese. You know?
I mean, I'm sure your home is Tokyo now. Like, given you're raising your children here, you have a family. It makes sense,
right?
You know,
and it's so safe here. Going back to like, you know, I think that's one of the biggest appeals of a lot of people, a lot of my American friends and people on social media come. Japan is so clean. Japan is so safe, and the whole typical like, I could live here. you know? And it's like if you are willing to like, you know, take that brave step, be diligent about it, and accept like some of the drawbacks. Like, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody,
and I don't want it to be for everybody. Just there's so much controversy going on right now with like this huge influx of foreigners and tourists.
How do you feel about that?
Oh my God, it's so it's overwhelming. But I try not to get too like on either side. Yeah. And how can we learn from like all of this?
It's a good way to think about it.
And and come from a place of respect, like on either side, whatever side you're on. If you're local, if you're a foreigner, if you can come from a side of respect, there won't be no beef, no problems. You know,
so true.
Yeah, but you know, I see a lot of like, you know, fresh off the boat to Japan, right? People, and I'm like, oh man, I was like that one day.
Like strong zero, back on the train.
Eyes all wide in Shibuya, like the neon lights of Shibuya, you know, and I was totally there. And a lot of that was some of the most inspiring time for me. And I learned so much. But then I think I learned a lot as an American to slow my roll. You know,
what
because
do you mean?
in America, I was, for better or worse, just a lot more individualistic and wagamama, you know, selfish in ways. Yeah. And I didn't even realize. Yeah. You know, like now I'm on the train and I'm like, tone the voice down a little bit, people. And I guess I had some of those like traits as well too. Like I was a little bit more quiet, but I could get loud if I wanted to. Yeah. You know, and there's a balance to things. Yeah. But it would be all boring if we were all super like shy and polite and timid, or all super loud and crazy, right? Yeah. Wouldn't the world be just boring? So I'm not gonna hate on anything, but I think it's cool in some ways. Yeah. But there's a lot of people in Tokyo right now. That part is just it's a bit hard, right?
I also have a post on my Instagram from when I was a kid, like doing my homestay in Japan, and like a poem or something I wrote about Shibuya Crossing, because I was just so blown away by it. Yeah. And I felt so much opportunity.
Yeah, there is.
But now it's more of like, there's too many people, there's too much going on.
And I get on the fence about it because I don't want to gatekeep that.
Exactly.
Like, it's what made me who I am, and it gave me such a beautiful experience. Who am I to say that you shouldn't have that experience because I was here first? Like, no, please enjoy it. Like, have it. It'll make you better, and there'll be better people in the world. But, you know, that being said, there's difficulties to it. Like, one thing I find really hard is when, you know, of course, the locals think I'm like a kankokyaku, like a tourist. And I don't mind it at first because that's how we look, and that's how we perceive the world, through our eyes first. You know, and I look like a foreigner. But it's just difficult because, just to put it into perspective, like one specific incident, I remember going to a pretty like tourist heavy area. I try not to these days because it just gives me anxiety. But I went with a friend who was visiting. And, you know, for my boy, I'll do it. So I went, and we were walking around, and my friend wanted to go into this like little path, and there's a security guard there. And I remember saying like, "Oh, daijoubu, like, can I go through this area?" And the security guard was just in English like, "No!" You know, like the hardest no ever. And I know he didn't mean to be that like rude and polite, but they're dealing with like floods of people who don't speak Japanese, and they don't speak English themselves. So like, it tends to come out rude like that. Yeah. With like, you know, bus drivers or taxi drivers or anything. And I hate to see that happen because I know it's just a miscommunication of the sides, and it's stress related. So I try to like kind of just brush it off. Yeah. But then I like I went up to him and I started speaking Japanese, and I was like, "Oh, koko dame desu ka?" And he was just like, "Oh," I could see his like whole everything switch. He was like, "Oh, you're a human being. Like, you're not like a mindless tourist robot." And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Language really does do a lot.
But it sucks for both sides, because like one side's being seen as like, you know, alien tourists. Like,
how do you create that respect for the other person?
And the other side is also like just being seen, you know, in whatever light too. So I would like to help that in whatever way I can. And I wanted to use my platform. So I'm actually glad I'm talking about this today. To, you know, be a bridge and try, how do we as creators or people who have lived here in Japan, especially foreigners, like how do we help ease that tension and build something that's good for like both sides without gatekeeping? It's a hard question, but I think, you know, we can put our brains together and make something cool. And, you know, those types of contents too, they go viral, and people learn from stuff. Like I'm talking about like the stuff that makes you angry, like the like, you know, I went to Japan and racism or whatever. So there needs to be that, and people gravitate toward that stuff. Like a balance
of both, and just getting to understand.
We need to put out like more other stuff too.
Yeah.
Not just for the likes, but for like the good of humanity.
No, I do think it's so important. I think content has that power. People's stories have that power. And it's always how I thought of Japanese as well. And so I totally agree. It creates that opportunity to like let our voices, you know, come across as well, and kind of speak on behalf of tourists. But
or it doesn't even have to be about that topic per se, but just like if you're a musician, like, and then make something beautiful and like take people's eyes off of like this painful stuff like on social media once in a while.
Definitely.
You know?
So I want to close off a little bit and ask you a question. What is a piece of advice you'd give to someone that was listening?
Oh man, just one?
just one. Sorry.
Just one thing. So in a video that I did recently, I said, follow your heart, which is the best piece of advice, but too cliche for this. I want something a little bit more customized for Ananya. Yes, you know, always learn, keep learning, and learn in every situation, whether it be a tough one or like a beautiful situation. If you're learning, you're always going to grow, and life's always going to be beautiful.
Well said. That was really good. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming here today for the podcast.
For letting me just jibber jabber away.
No, I mean, I think your story is very unique, very inspiring. And I think because you're so famous in Japan, I want more people, more of the foreign audiences to get to know your story. And it's just super inspiring. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And
keep doing your thing. I'm so honored to be on here and everything that all the value you've been putting in.
Appreciate it.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I'll have Matt's information in the description so you can learn more about him and his music. And with that, thank you so much for listening to Tokyo Talks. If this conversation moved you, inspired you, or made you rethink your path, share it, subscribe, and follow for more so we can keep sharing inspirational stories. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.